In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Some looked forward to this worldly life and its transient pleasures. When they were seduced by the seducers and the worldly-minded people, they gave up their faith and followed the deception of the devils, whom Allah had described in His book when saying the shaitans from among men and jinn, some of them suggesting to others varnished falsehood to deceive them. He who is deceived by the Satan is like those who disbelieve. Their deeds are like the mirage in a desert, which the thirsty man deems to be water, until when he comes to it he finds it to be not. Some adopted this matter hypocritically, looking forward to authority without believing in the truth nor being loyal to it, and then Allah deprived them of their ease, changed their conditions and promised to reward them, on the day of resurrection, with the worst of punishment. Some adopted it with weak faith and weak soul. So when the disappearance of Imam al-Mahdi, of which the infallible Imams had informed some hundreds of years ago, occurred, they became confused and did not know what to do. Allah said, "Their parable is like the parable of one who kindled a fire, but when it had illumined all around him, Allah took away their light and left them in utter darkness, they do not see. And He said, whenever it shines on them they walk in it, and when it becomes dark to them they stand still." We found many traditions narrated by the infallible Imams talking about those whom Allah had granted with acumen that led them to the truth, which was vague for the others, got them to the right path during that confusion and took them out of doubt to certainty. I looked forward to be close to Allah by collecting the traditions narrated by the infallible Imams of the Prophet's progeny, talking about the disappearance of Imam al-Mahdi to show the truth, which had been confirmed by all of the Prophet's progeny and which had been neglected by those who had been deprived of knowledge and guidance. If he, whom Allah has granted with acumen, illuminated his heart, gifted with good genius and ability of distinguishing, ponders on the traditions of the Imams, mentioned in this book one by one and thinks deeply over them, he will be certain that Allah has confirmed the sayings of the infallible Imams about the disappearance al-Ghaiba, age after age, has bound the Shia to believe in it and to keep to it, and has strengthened the certainty in their hearts about the validity of what they have narrated from their Imams. 20 The Imams had warned their Shia to be affected by the fancies and to be deviated by the seditions. They had cleared for their followers that Allah would try His people with seditions when the disappearance would occur, and would try them with its long period. Allah said that he who would perish might perish by clear proof, and he who would live might live by clear proof. Muhammad bin Hammam narrated a tradition from Hamid bin Ziyad al-Kufi, from al-Hasan bin Muhammad bin Sumay, from Hamad bin al-Hasan al-Maithmi, from one of Imam as-Sadiq's companions, that Imam as-Sadiq had said this Quranic verse, and that they should not be like those who were given the book before, but the time became prolonged to them, so their hearts hardened, and most of them are transgressors, has been revealed about the people of the time of al-Ghaiba. Then Allah has said, Allah gives life to the earth after its death. Indeed, we have made the communications clear to you that you may understand. The time is the time of al-Ghaiba. Allah has meant, O nation of Muhammad, or O people of Shia, do not be like those people who were given the book but the time became prolonged to them. The interpretation of this verse shows that it concerns the people of the time of al-Ghaiba and not the other times. Allah has prohibited the Shia from doubting his Hujjah, Imam al-Mahdi, or think that Allah may leave the world without a Hujjah for a while, as Imam Ali has showed through his saying to Kumail bin Ziyad, the earth does never remain without a Hujjah, either apparent and known or afraid and unknown, lest your proofs and signs will be invalid. He warned the people of suspecting and doubting in order that the time would not become prolonged to them, and then their hearts would become hard. Do you not see that Allah has said, "Know that Allah gives life to the earth after its death"? Indeed, we have made the communications clear to you that you may understand. It means that Allah gives life to the earth with the justice of al-Hujjah, Imam al-Mahdi, after its death because of the injustice of the deviant oppressors. Interpreting each verse confirms the other, and the sayings of the Imams are definitely true when talking about the sedition that will occur, and that some of the Shia will apostatize and separate after being tried and tested through seditions and ordeals. 21. Here we mention a tradition, or to lest someone denies the existence of such different sects, which goes after fancies and pleasures of this worldly life. Ahmad bin Muhammad bin Sa'id bin Uqda al-Kufi, who was true, stead, reliable and certain about the ones he narrated from Ali bin al-Hasan, ultimately from his brothers Ahmad and Muhammad, from their father, from Thalaba bin Maymun, from Abu Kahmas, from Imran bin Matham, from Malik bin Dhamra, that Amirul Mu'mineen, Imam Ali, had said to his Shia, "Be among the people like the bees among the birds. All the birds deem them weak, but if they know what there is in their interiors, they will not treat them so. Mix with people with your bodies, and be away from them with your hearts and doings, because everyone, on the day of resurrection, will be rewarded according to his doings and will be gathered with the ones whom he loves. O people of Shia, you will not see whom you love and what you hope until you spit at the face of each other, until you call each other as liars, and until no one of you will keep on this matter the true faith in the reappearance of Imam al-Mahdi, except like the coal in an eye or like the salt in food, and what little it is. I give you an example. A man had some wheat. He winnowed, sifted, purified, put it in a store and closed the door until some period. Then he opened the door. He found that some of the wheat was worm-eaten. He took out the wheat, winnowed, sifted, purified, put it in the store and closed the door. After some time he opened the store and found that some of the wheat was worm-eaten. He took it out, winnowed, sifted, purified, put it in the store and closed the door. He repeated that many times until nothing remained from the wheat except a very little, which would not be harmed by the worms. So are you. You will be tried and tested by the seditions until a very few of you will remain, who will not be affected by the seditions. It was mentioned that Imam as-Sadiq had said, "By Allah, you will be tested. By Allah, you will be flown right and left until no one of you will remain except he, whom Allah has promised, fixed faith into his heart and assisted with the power of his." In another tradition narrated from them, the infallible Imams, it was said, "Until no one of you will keep on this matter except the fewer and the fewest." These people, who keep on the faith and cling to the truth, have been ordered to be patient during the absence of the Hujjah.